Hey everyone, it's Rich with my wife Kel.
Hi there, welcome.
We're back to do first reaction video. Saved Metallica for her. Lots of Metallica, especially the Load Reload era. There's some amazing songs from those albums. Not many, but some, and they're really good. I think this is one of them. This is one of those that just a really interesting sound from Metallica. I'm not going to give it away, so this will be truly a first reaction from her. I know everything Metallica. Big fan, seen him 36 times from 1984 on, and haven't missed a tour. But this one, yeah, it was time to do this one, I think. And we have a whole bunch coming up, but this one's going to be a good one, I think. I'm doing a lyric video for you, so you don't get distracted by the whole trippy ass video. It's not needed at this point. We can go back and watch another time. But to hear it the way it was heard when it was first released, I think will be a lot more enjoyable. If you want to get your requests in, www.knr.wtf, that's our website. We have a request engine there. Just go to the center right, little purple box that says make a request. Underneath, there'll be a little white little boxes to fill in your request information. Bada boom, bada bing, we see each one, and we put it in a database. We populate a certain band or a certain part of the world or whatever it's going to be, so we can get your request done that way, okay? And we're always going to give shout-outs when we do any of these songs. So if we miss it, make sure you tell us in the comments. Say, hey, that was my request. I did that first, man.
We also have another submission form. It's called Lyrics to Live By. So if you have a favorite song and lyrics that are particularly meaningful for you and helped you, and you think they can help somebody else, you can go under the tab. It's under the menu system, and just click the page and submit your special lyrics, and we'll post a page for that.
Lyrics to Live By.
Yeah. Thanks
Okay,
for
Kel.
being here. I love Metallica.
I know you do.
I do.
It's so cool to have a chick that digs Metallica and all the
love
other stuff that we've been
Metallica.
doing. All right, ready? Mm-hmm. As soon as I click this, it's until it sleeps.
Okay, I'm ready.
Where do I take this pain of mine? I run, but it stays right by my side. So tear me open, pour me out. There's things inside that scream and shout, and the pain still hates me. So hold me until it's just like the curse, just like the stray. You feed it once, and now it stays. Now it stays. So tear me open, but beware. There's things inside without a care, and the dirt still stains me. So wash me until I'm clean. It grips you so hold me. It stains you so hold me. It hates you so hold me. It holds you so hold me until it's me. So tell me why you've chosen me. Don't want your grip, don't want your greed. I don't want it. I'll tear me open, make you gone. No more can you hurt anyone, and the fear still shakes me. So hold me until it sleeps. It grips you, so hold me. It stains you, so
Oh my God, I love it. I totally love
Again.
that song. Why do I feel like that's not a sound I've ever heard from them?
It's not.
It's
It's
not,
not.
or it
not.
is.
Because that was a complete breakaway. They had a southern rock twang
Yeah.
to their album.
Oh.
And they used really cool effects, similar to what Black Sabbath did with a lot of their records from the 70s.
I don't know about that.
Well, it kind of it went when Black Sabbath went more experimental. Remember, they would have those kind of trippy sounds. Metallica took the same approach to their music, and
I'm not sure.
yeah, well, they had a southern rock twang to it, and I'll give you a couple of other songs coming up.
Sure.
I don't want to inundate the channel with Metallica. I think,
But that was fun.
isn't that it's
It's a
great.
great song.
This is the era. Okay, this is what happened.
What year?
1995.
Okay.
I was 24. Jared was born in November of 95.
Right.
I went to my men's weekend where
Right.
that was transformational kind of growth stuff. That was my first big weekend into welcome to being an adult, welcome to being a man. This is maybe some stuff that you hadn't heard from your dad, your grandfather, your community, whatever. And there was a lot going on in my life at that point where it was like, holy cow. And then all of a sudden, the band that I grew up with, loved, bought all the shirts, bought all the records, cassette tapes, CDs, DVDs. All of a sudden, they cut their hair. They sliced it off to the point where it was as short as mine.
I've seen pictures.
Correct. And they had makeup. Like Lars was
Really?
wearing makeup in the video on this one, and
This
Kirk,
video right here.
yeah, the video that I didn't show you because it's just too distracting. And if they want to watch the video, just do official Until It
We
Sleeps.
can watch it later.
Metallica. So what happened was fans freaked. And me included. I was like, because the cover of Load, first of all, is blood and semen. So it's the album cover is like this real trippy microscopic slide of blood and semen together. And it goes into another description of why it's called Load. Anyway, what happened was the album had a picture of them sitting around almost like they were smoking Cuban cigars, and they were almost like around almost like a poker table, and they all had short hair, and we as the fans really didn't like that. It was like most saw it as a sellout, like, oh my God, you went from the Black Album, which was Enter Sandman and Nothing Else Matters, which is a total slow song, but my God, what a song. It wasn't my Metallica. It wasn't Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All. Even And Justice was a little jog to more commercialism with some of the videos. And, there was a lot of change that was going on for arguably the biggest heavy metal band in the world at that point. At least one that was rising. Because you had the Judas Priest and the Maiden, and they were doing great. But Metallica was like this, like, my Metallica. Like, don't fuck with my Metallica. And it took a while, but I really like the song Ain't My Bitch, which you haven't heard. Oh, no, I think we did do Ain't My Bitch. Ooh. That's the opening song. Kicks you right in the sensitive bits.
Right in the semen.
Kicks you right in the semen. The vessel, the ship. The dudes on the ship. Wow, you went there. And the rest of the album are, there's some songs on there that are not memorable, but Until It Sleeps and a couple of other songs on the album are really good. And it was kind of like, I don't want to like this. I want to just forget Metallica ever existed. They've done it. It's just an atrocity. What did they cut their hair? They're playing southern rockish music. What the hell? And then they released Reload, which was the stuff that didn't make it on Load, which was more of that stuff. So it was kind of a tough era. And then after that was S&M, which was now they're with an orchestra.
So they're really pushing the fan base.
They were pushing their limits.
Well, and pushing
they were really
themselves,
trying
but in that-
to stretch and
Yeah.
doing what they wanted to do, which is really admirable for a band. So I
Yes.
use what they did and learning about them as pretty much a model for how I look at any other bands, and I just compare not to Metallica, but just towards the creative process, right? And are they selling out? Are they, all those terms that are just thrown around like garbage terms. And
so what do you think now? Now that
well,
it's decades later.
I'll bring you forward from my perspective. After S&M, they did. I'm sorry, before S&M was Garage Days. So they were Garage Days revisited, or really just Garage Days, which is like revisited of cover tunes, and I saw them live several times that year. One of them was the Roseland show, where I was up there with Scott Ian from Anthrax, and I was standing next to him. We were talking. It was surreal watching Metallica, and oh my God. So that show brought me back into the fold. I was like, yeah, and it was an amazing concert. I mean, Garage Inc. is just a crazy album. And they recorded it in like 2 weeks or something, or 3 weeks. Then S&M, and then Saint Anger. And Saint Anger, all of a sudden, no guitar solos, right? The drums sounded like Lars was hitting a piece of like tin, or even like a muted tin, like dong, dong, dong. And it was like, okay, you did it again to us. Where are you guys going? But what we found out was that they were going through tremendous turmoil inside the band. James was facing major addiction problems. Jason was basically on his way out of the band, and he wanted to do side projects, and James didn't really like that. He saw it as kind of a defiance and more of a slap in the face that, this is the family, you don't go outside the family. So the fact that they released the album was a miracle, and Rob Trujillo came. That's when the bass player came, that now. And then after that, they kind of had to find their way, and then Death Magnetic came in 2008, and it was like, yeah, they're back. But a lot of fans were really gun shy. And then they had the audacity to release the piece of shit album with Lou Reed called Lulu. And I said to Jared, I said, okay, this is like the fourth time that they've taken a jog so far off the track. I can't, and I still can't listen to that. Lou Reed, Rockin' in Peace, fine. No, absolutely no.
Oh, so that's like my Bieber is your Lulu.
Oh, Lulu is just, hey, if you're avant-garde, kind of artsy, more power to you if that's what you want to listen to. But that is just it's the worst trash that I think I've ever heard. It's so bad. And it's not because it's Metallica, it's because I think the music is just absolutely awful.
Well, then I need to hear this album.
Absolutely, you might like it.
I need to hear this album.
You might like it.
And I don't need you to listen to it with me.
It would be a re-reaction for me. I listened to it once painfully for first run through, and I just said, Jer, I said, here you go, because I've actually bought the album. I like to support the bands, and I bought the album, and I was like, I don't even want this thing anymore.
I can just listen to it on my own if you don't want to listen to it, and not in front of the camera, because I won't do reaction videos without you.
Well, I can do it as a re-react, and we just did one.
Yeah, but you hate it, and I'm not going to make you go through something you hate.
Oh, it might be
really
good for me.
not.
I think it'd be really interesting to see if you like it, and I despise it. Or maybe it's been 5 years, six years since they released it, so it might be good. So then, after Lulu, I'm like, oh, I don't even want to go to their shows anymore. Like, big slap in the face. And then they did Into the Never, and they were performing live in Vancouver, and they were shooting the video for the movie. They shot it in different cities, but this one was the actual live performance where they were playing. And I heard that it was like right before we bought tickets, it was like, just so you know, they're going to start the songs and then they're going to stop and they're going to go cut. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be a prop. I don't want to be a prop at a Metallica show and spend all the money to go on the ferries and stuff like that, and do a whole day in the hotel and work and you know it.
I do.
And luckily Jared couldn't get the time off from work. So that was that. Then the movie comes out. We do it was in the movie theaters actually. It was a full-length movie. And
what was it called?
It was called Into the Never. which you haven't heard yet, the song Into the Never.
Whew,
Yeah.
right over my head.
Then you know that they released Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and everything
Which
is
I
and
love.
everything is groovy in Groovy Land again. So it's like you don't know what they're gonna do.
Well, that's again though, but in respect of what we say about all the other bands, we want to see diversity.
Oh,
it just so happens
they have
that
diversity.
you didn't enjoy their diversity.
No, I did not enjoy their diversity to the point where they went so far that they said, you know what, we'll slap our label on this stuff, and it's our creative process. We're being artistes, and the fans are going to be fine with it. That to me was like, you know what, why don't you just release it under a new band name?
Did they say that it was heavy metal? Did
I don't think they didn't.
This is our latest heavy metal album, or did they say this is
No,
our
they would
latest
never.
album?
They would never say that. They would just say the
Oh.
latest album.
Okay.
Good question. Good question. It's a good point. They never said that it was heavy.
It's not
heavy
supposed
metal.
to be. I don't know. I'm just whatever. I
yeah.
want to hear it now.
So yeah,
I want to hear it because you don't like it. So that's significant.
God, I get chunky.
That's why you don't have to be there when I listen.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment because I was like, oh, a collaboration with Lou Reed, one of the main figures of the 70s. Lou Reed sings, oh my God, no, now I have a mental block. You guys know the name of the song?
That's okay.
Take a Walk on the Wild Side.
Oh, I love that song.
Who doesn't, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking, and other Lou Reed stuff. You know, he was part of Underground. God, anyway, I'm on camera. It's
Doesn't matter.
not on here. Velvet Underground. So I'm thinking this could be really good. And then I bought the album thinking that it was going to be like, you know, metalled out and stuff like that, and some really interesting Lou Reed. And it's just not. So
Well, I'd like to hear it, so I'll listen to it on my own.
anyway, so
And
there
then
you
I'll
go.
tell you what I think.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks
Yeah.
for listening to me go on with Metallica history and stuff and what I think. You might have a different opinion. That's all good.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for the song.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Till it sleeps.
We'll see you soon. Bye.